Welcome back to the Tech Unlocked podcast, where we dive into the latest tools, apps, and developments in technology. Today, we've got a fascinating topic that many of you might find intriguing, especially if you've ever been frustrated by stubborn files on your Windows system that simply refuse to be deleted. So, picture this. You're trying to clean up your computer, unearthing files that should have been long gone. But every time you try to delete them, you hit that dreaded access denied message. Sound familiar? Well, today we're exploring an application designed precisely for those scenarios. Goodbye, pesky files. Let's dive into what this tool does. Imagine being able to delete files that are actively in use, files that your computer seems intent on holding hostage. This application can target these files through some impressive functionalities. It can pinpoint the processes using the files and automatically release the file handlers. In other words, instead of spending your afternoon trying to figure out which invisible process is blocking your way, the app does the heavy lifting for you. Pretty cool, right? Now, for the tech-savvy listeners out there, you might be interested in how it accomplishes this feat. The tool utilizes elevated privileges to forcefully terminate processes if the files remain locked. Curious how that works? Well, it gets a bit sci-fi. It can elevate user permissions, bypassing the usual user account control (UAC) settings that often act like a gatekeeper on your system. This means that it can operate with administrative rights without you needing to navigate through all those windows manually. Talk about a time saver. But wait, there's more. It's capable of taking on files owned by the infamous trusted installer, which is like the fortress of Windows permissions. And if that wasn't enough, it can even handle those super long paths that Windows doesn't like very much. Now, with great power comes great responsibility. The developers of this tool make it clear: handle it with care. It's designed to delete what appears to be undeletable files. But there's a very real risk if you're not careful with your commands. It can lead to some serious data loss if mistakenly applied. So, a little advice: always double-check the paths before you hit delete. And before we move on, anyone interested in trying this tool needs to be aware that it's meant for personal use only. The creators advise against deploying it in corporate or monitored environments because, let's face it, navigating through all of this is already a bit risky. As we wrap up, I want to offer a final thought. Technology is a powerful ally, but with that power comes an obligation to use it wisely. So if you're battling with files stuck in limbo, perhaps this tool could be your digital knight in shining armor. The blend of convenience and caution is key here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Tech Unlocked. If you've enjoyed this, be sure to share it with a friend who's also grappling with stubborn files. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay tech savvy.